Hello, good evening, beautiful people. It's another Friday evening, and we're here again to do what we know how to do best. And with me in the studio, I have
Akin Sam.
and my name is Lucia Kazbeka, but you can call me Kazbi for short. Today is a very wonderful and good day because we have one special guest with us here in the studio.
Yeah.
And she's one of the pioneers of this podcast.
Like,
Yes, like the very first people.
she's
I
like
mean,
Abraham.
without her, you will not see us here today. So we have Mrs.
Christiana Okoeguale.
in the building.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yes,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm excited to be here.
It's been a
Thank you
while.
guys. Yeah,
I used to
Thank
know
you
her
very
as
much for making our time to be here.
Christiana
with us
Acha. She
today.
left.
Something happened last year.
I'm telling you.
I was there live. We were all there live. Something
I saw you
miraculous
guys
happened.
live.
Yes, we were.
Oh
First
my
of all,
God.
I have some personal questions to ask you, Mrs. Christiana.
Alright.
It's not been up to a year. I would have said anniversary, but then it's not been up to a year, just
Yeah.
a couple of months. Yeah, but then I want to ask you, how has the married life been? I mean, I'm so curious. I want to know, how has it been? How has the journey been so far?
Well, first of all, God has been faithful.
Always,
Yeah,
always.
yeah. And marriage has been, our marriage, because I'm speaking for myself, has been blissful. It has been beautiful. Like they say, it's about who you marry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not, there's no, I would say there's no universal experience. It's individual, right?
Okay.
Like everybody has their own experience, and for me it has been beautiful because by the grace of God I married an amazing person.
Wow.
So and I'm an amazing person too.
Two amazing people together. You can imagine.
So like it's been great, it's been fun, it's been a learning process as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because there are days when you realize, okay, I have to change this thing I do, I have to get better at this thing. So it's been a learning process. We've learned, we've unlearned, we've learned, gotten better, and we are getting to know each other better. It's been beautiful. Yeah,
Wow.
it's been blissful.
We're so happy
Show
to
shade
hear
on
that.
my face, man.
You are glowing. Marriage glow.
Anyway, so today we're not actually talking about marriage, but she has been a very special person to every one of us in this podcast. So we just had to do that, at least just to hear our own side of the story. But
Yes.
she's more of a branding person, a packaging person. I mean, you can see the way she's glowing.
Well packaged.
No. Compare her to me now. No, just Lego
Sam,
do.
you're not married now.
Just
How
Lego
about-
do. But
So that brings us to the topic we are talking about today, branding. Yes.
so we're talking about branding, and when we think of branding, first of all, what comes to your mind, Kaz?
Well, for me, branding is the way you package either yourself or whatever it is that you do, and then how it appears to the outside world.
Well, let's hear from the expert herself. What's branding?
Okay. So Kaz is actually right in a sense. Yeah, branding is just, and simply put, the process of creating an impression about either yourself
Yeah.
or your business. Branding is simply the reputation that you create about, or you have created about yourself
So
or your
it's
business.
looking more like my behavior is my branding,
It's your brand.
or it's my brand. Sorry.
Yes. The impression I get when I come in contact with you tells me who you are, and that's a
Right.
brand reputation.
And I think
Yes.
that's what it's called, individual branding, right?
That's personal branding.
Personal
And it's the
branding.
same with business. The impression I get when I come in contact with your business, or when I interact with a certain business, that's the what we call, like, that's the branding of that business.
Okay.
That's the identity.
Of the business.
Yeah.
It just brings me to something that someone posted yesterday, and the person was like, everybody claims that their mother is the best mother in the world. Please, who are the children
Yeah.
of those NYSC mothers?
The women at NYC
Like,
parents. Oh my god.
Ooh, and that's the brand that these women are actually portraying
Out there, yes.
out there. And it's very common with government workers. So I think that's one thing we need to look at, and how we can adjust to suit what have.
I feel like a lot of people are not intentional about their brand.
Exactly.
I mean, don't know that you are a brand.
That's the
The
problem.
fact that you are Christiana Acha, you are a brand.
Yes.
The fact that you are cast, there's an impression I get when I come in
Yes.
contact with you. There's an impression I get when I look at your social media profile, and that is your brand. Whether you are working on it or you are not working on it, there's an impression you create. It either gives me an impression that you are intentional about yourself, or it gives me an impression that you're not intentional about yourself. Like you don't really care what
Just
I
carefree.
feel. So. As a matter of fact, whether or not you put in any effort, you're creating an impression, and that's just what branding is. It's just the reputation that you have.
So you're trying
The
to say.
reputation that your business has. There's some businesses that are just by the
There.
roadside. There's nothing, and that's the brand that they've created
Of
for
course.
themselves. They're
Like
just
those men that say
there.
Akara.
It's supposed to be a brand, but when you don't put in any effort to give it an image,
Yeah.
it's still a brand regardless. But it's just a brand without a face, without an
They could
identity.
just know you as that woman under the tree.
That's it exactly.
Wow.
So that's just what it is.
So it means that we all as individuals, as a business, we all need to be quite intentional about
Exactly.
It is
anything.
important because in a world with infinite products, in a world with infinite people, it's only people that stand out that we recognize.
Exactly.
If you have like a box of yellow oranges and there's a pink one, that's the one that's going to attract your
Definitely.
attention. So yes, it's important to actually put in some work
Into
to that into how people perceive you or your business. So that's
So that brings me to the next question. Is it really necessary for me to decide to go into branding myself, or I can choose not to?
Yeah, it's actually a choice. Everybody, we have the gift of choice as humans. So yes, you can choose to, you can choose not to. However, if you have a message, there are people who feel they have a message that they want to share to the world, and people like that need to brand themselves because nobody's going to recognize you if you don't stand out, regardless of what you have to say. So if you feel you have a message, if you want to be easily identified, if you want to build connections, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to be able to have, you want to be able to stand out, be identifiable, build connections, build trust, it's important to carve a niche for yourself.
Wow.
It's important to create an identity for yourself or your business. Now, branding is not just, when we think of branding, most people think of business alone. It's both ways. An individual, I'm a brand as a person. It's not really about my business. When you hear Christiana Acha, there are certain things that come to your mind. You either think of me as a singer or a writer, a blogger. So that's my brand. So it is important too, or for people who have a message and who want to be easily identified, who want to stand out, who want to build a reputation for themselves.
Okay.
Yes, then branding is important. If you want to have a business that stands out, then you should brand your business. Set it apart from the rest of the people doing the same thing as you. You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
So now I noticed you've actually worked with some branding or some companies where you had to rebrand some of their goals or some of their activities, or you had to suit their style to the kind of brands that they were trying to portray. Now my question is this: what were the tools you actually used to help brand them?
Well, there are tons of tools when it comes to branding. We have tools like Canva.
Canva app?
Canva, yes. For those of us that I know, like graphic design gurus, we use Canva. There are some other apps, of course, for design, but basically, I use Canva. I use White Stamp for email signature.
Okay.
I use photo scissors.
Scissors.
Don't worry. There's HubSpot. There's is it Buzzer? There are so many, right?
And then let's not forget the social media.
Then you have
aspect.
your social media platform. Those are still tools. They are
Yes.
platforms that's like your Instagram and the rest of them. So the list is endless. People have Google Alerts. It also helps you know when your name is mentioned. Those are still tools. Yeah.
Just like the way the art works on Twitter.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So when people talk about branding, they tend to like merge it with content creating. Okay. So I would really want to know how content creating is
Different.
yes from branding, or if it's similar, or if it works hand in hand with branding. Okay.
You cannot create you cannot brand a brand without content creation.
Okay.
Content creation is just creation of information. That's it. Just using different formats to create information.
Alright.
So we are creating content now because we are creating information. We are putting out information. Now you could do it in different formats: video, audio, text, image. You know. So that's just what content creation is. It's different, but it's a part of branding. Branding is a whole process of content creation, brand assets, brand image, brand voice, brand identity. It's a whole package.
So now, did you notice something some time ago when we're celebrating the International Women's Day, and
Yeah.
Wema Bank came online and dropped a picture.
Okay.
Now they showed a picture of a man sitting down, and the ATM the woman was giving, or a female hand was actually giving,
Receiving. Okay,
was
giving.
yeah, she was giving the ATM more like she was trying to give it to the waiter, but whose name was on it was quite different. Like it was the man's name,
The woman's hand.
but yes, it was the
woman's
woman's hand. And on the name of the ATM was I think it was Emeka Ibrahim Adeleke. Now at the top they then wrote, I think they wrote breaking the bias.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, they were trying to pass a message that they're trying to break the bias. But social media did not take it like that.
They never do.
Are you serious?
Yes,
I didn't see
it
that.
was crazy because even Apricot doctor himself had to write Emeka Ibrahim.
What's the break of the bias? There's still a guy.
He's still a guy in ATM. So what bias are we actually breaking?
Yes.
So it was more like they were shading the ladies.
Yes.
And
Because no matter
That
what you do,
wasn't
the guy
nice,
still has to
really.
when it comes to the bills.
That's not
it paid
nice.
the bills. So it was actually one way of them getting the attention of people, and it kind of made Wema for that period of time quite popular. You know, it was quite catchy.
Yes.
And then some other banks decided to
Tap into the
concept.
concept.
But this time they were now going against what Wema Bank had done. You know, so it was more like a competition, and it was very interesting to see two banks or three banks trying to just play around the same thing. And that brings us back to the point of the kind of work you do. Does it require? Is it every work that requires branding? Is it
every work? Well, like I said, it depends on your objective as a business or a person. If you want to stand out, then yes, you should brand. Do you understand? Not every business owner wants to go through the hassle of being unique, having specific colors, having a brand voice, some just want to sell.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
just
Sell and make
yes,
money.
that's all. Some people just get pictures of what they even have in their houses, snap and put online to sell. So they are not concerned about whether it's a brand or not. I've talked to some people like, brand this thing, make it packaging, because actually when you package what you do, you can charge more for it.
So it gives you more value.
Yes, increases your worth. You understand? The difference between Starbucks and the random coffee company is just packaging.
Yeah.
So that's it. So not everybody needs it, but those who need it, should.
Now,
You understand?
with what
That's
you
your
said
question.
right now, not everybody needs it. You're being kind of sarcastic.
Well, that's for those who don't know the need and don't need it.
Because I want to understand why the Akara woman would decide to
Because
brand.
she doesn't know. Okay, decide to.
Yeah, because branding will require me to spend quite a lot.
Exactly.
And
Will I
then
get that reward back?
Definitely. Why would people spend? Why would people spend so much money to get an iPhone as against any other phone in the market that probably has the same features?
Yeah.
It's just branding. It's not branding.
Exactly.
It's branding. I don't see the difference. They may have one thing that stands them out, but it's still packaging. Branding is even so much about the value that you're offering to as a brand. The fact that you package doesn't mean that you don't have to put effort into what you're offering as well. It's a whole package. It means that woman that wants to create a unique brand for herself has to put more effort into what she's offering. Yes. And the truth is that once you have that package, whatever you price your product, chances are people will buy. Because it now goes beyond just the value. It becomes creating an impression, being associated with a certain class. iPhone now is beyond the value it offers to class thing. You understand? There's a thing about, I use iPhone. Nobody even cares what it is. Some people don't even know the reason why they are using the iPhone. Just want to use it. Do you understand? Because you are then associated with a certain class in the society and the world. So there are a whole list of advantages in branding yourself, your product, you have more value, and then you have trust. Do you understand? I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, no, because we're trying to look at all the advantages that branding will bring.
You know? Yes, there's trust. People trust you. For example, I know that if I buy a product from someone that has a reputation online, a business, or even an individual, if I have dealings with a person that's created a specific niche or candidate for themselves, they wouldn't want to mess themselves up. They don't want to sell it because I can go out there
and you could easily call them out.
Yes, I call them out. They have
yes.
something to lose. So there's a whole lot for us, for them. So it's like it builds trust, and because I trust a brand, I want to, patronize them. I want to work with them. There's loyalty. They have customer loyalty.
That's one thing again. Now the aspect of loyalty, whereby I see something on Instagram that I like, and then it's actually a Yahoo boy that has decided that that's where
he wants to eat today.
And because of the fact that I like what I'm seeing, I decide to go ahead with trying to patronize the person, only for me to pay, and then the person suddenly blocks me.
Yeah.
What do I do in that kind of scenario? Because now this person has created a brand to a very to quite a large extent, and I think, oh, this brand looks good, let me go for it, and then I get disappointed. Do you think?
Well, in such cases, that's why we talk about customer loyalty, we talk about referrals, we talk about customer reviews. These are the things that a brand that is doing well will definitely have. So you should check those things. It's not just about what you see. Yes, do a background check. It's not just about what you see. What are people saying about the brand? What are people saying about their products? So before you interact with a brand, do your research into what people are saying. And there are some brands you don't need to make any effort because it's all over the place. I know what Samsung is doing. I know what people are saying. Do you understand? Even as low as which brand now do we know in Nigeria that is like random? That's Jumia. Jumia is even big. I'm just saying maybe not so big brand. People have carved. I don't know. They are those maybe Smoothie Palo and the rest of them. There are some brands like that on Instagram. They're not that big. Things like that. Yeah, brands like that. So you people are talking about those brands. You cannot check for reviews and not find. But when you come across a brand, it looks all packaged, but nobody's saying anything. You understand? And you don't have any referrals, nothing, no reviews, or even if you've seen them, it seems suspicious.
Yeah.
You don't interact with it. I think I had one experience like that. I was trying to get an iPhone online. That was the exact reaction I got when I told people. They asked my 5,000 naira because they told me I have to first of all pay 5K.
What
exactly?
I'm telling you.
Endorsement fee.
Honestly, I because of how juicy the deal was and the offer was, I was so eager. I was like, okay, let me just pay the 5K since they said the rest of the payment is on delivery. Only for me to get to the place where I now bring the product. I'm like, you have to pay the remaining money online. I said, never. So I'll pay the rest of the money. Then what if you don't come? What am I supposed to do? So I stopped there, but they had eaten my 5K.
Yeah, that's little mistake. So adding to what Ify said and answering your question, Sam, I think the least you can do when something like that happens is probably to call the brand out. They've eaten your money, that's fine. Just to like help somebody else out there, not to fall victim for the same thing.
Yes.
And then I think some people have actually tried creating a solution to that, whereby they bring in escrows. So instead of you just paying person directly, it goes through an escrow such that until you get the product, the money is not released to the person. So
that's a long thing, Shao.
It's a long thing, but it's actually safer because at the long run, if the person doesn't deliver the product, you just go back to probably the escrow app and tell them this person did not pay and they refund your money.
There are apps for it.
Yes, there are actually apps for it.
So I have a personal question, like very, very personal. So if someone wants to start a small business, right, and the person wants to like just start the business first off, and then maybe after a period of time you've seen how you're growing, then you could actually think of branding the business. Is it good that way, or is it just
start branding from the beginning?
I want to start this business, so I'll brand it first and then start?
Well, I would advise that from the beginning, start branding your business. Don't wait until you have gathered some momentum, I think because if you know exactly what you want, or maybe start to package it. It depends. Not everybody has the money from the beginning.
Exactly. That's
so it doesn't really have a disadvantage. But if you can, I would suggest that from the beginning, just start doing it the right way. It's better. There's nothing to lose.
Thank you very much.
So it means that even if I'm starting a business right now and I don't have the resources, I can start with the little I have.
Yeah, at least have a logo. Use specific colors. Let it be your brand colors. Those things help you stand out. Even on Instagram, like once I see blue, green, I know, is this people?
Yeah.
Is this people? You understand? There's this brand. I can't remember their name now, but they're like all fruits brand. They use like green. Or once I see their products, I know. Do you understand?
Because of the colors.
Yeah. So just little things that you don't have to even spend money. Just when you're designing your little designs, use specific colors. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You could even just have a brand voice. Like now, these guys that do this in pigeon
Yeah.
scriptures. That's branding. You understand?
Street Bible.
Yes.
Street church.
Street church.
Exactly. And it makes you rise faster.
Yes.
So those are the things that you could take into consideration. Now, it's not like if you don't start like that, you are failed. People actually, businesses evolve. You understand? But if you can, it won't cost you anything. It's just being intentional about your business from the beginning. That's all.
So
People
branding
take you more seriously.
tends to make you more intentional about your business.
Yeah, it's just you being branding is just you being intentional about your
about your
business and
business.
yourself and everything that you do. With the aim of creating a specific identity for yourself, standing out, increasing your value, gaining the trust of your customers, the whole lot.
Okay, so I'm going to be branding myself as a very black man.
Please do, Sam.
So black.
Bringing us to the last question. Is there a specific set of people that need branding, or everybody needs branding? So who needs branding?
Well, like I said, anybody that has something that they have to offer in
message.
this world. You have something to offer. You think you have something to offer. You're a speaker. You're a writer. You're a singer. Then you should brand yourself. It creates more opportunities for you. If I'm looking for a speaker now and I go on Instagram and I'm typing and I see somebody that has a very appealing profile, I would want to invite you for my program, right? So that's what it does. It builds connections, it builds loyalty, it builds trust. So if you have a message, yes, you should create a brand for yourself, carve a niche for yourself, create an identity for yourself. If you want to be easily identified, let's say you don't have anything to say, but you just want to be unique, you want to be appreciated, you want to appear appealing, then yes, you should. Some people are just all flashy on Instagram because they just want to stand, they want to have followers. That's fine.
That's a brand.
So if you want to be unique, you want to stand out, you want to have friends, you want to have followers, you want to have a community of people, or you have something you want to say, you want to share. Maybe it's your write-ups, maybe it's your songs, maybe it's your podcast. Then yes, you should.
So even the woman that sells Acha and pap by the roadside also needs branding.
Definitely, if she wants to sell more, she wants to increase her worth and value. Why do people
Go to
Yahooza?
Yahooza.
And again, how many people troop there? It's the same suya now,
Yes.
but they've carved a niche for themselves, and they charge. It's more expensive. The packaging, the taste is unique. This one is. So that's what it does. So anybody that wants to increase his or her value,
I talked to my mom. She has to
There's no woman
brand
that
that
sells Acha
yes,
on my
you
street.
should. You would
I
charge.
will just probably go and tell her, "Ma, please brand your Acha
Yes,
business."
I'm telling
to maybe
you, put it in sachets.
Mama Uche Acha.
Exactly. Like now, there's this it's kunayao.
Yeah.
But this Amara Bush kitchen, the way it's packaged there, it's 500 naira. I think they sell you like 100 naira outside. But I will go to learn.
But can we talk about brands that package very well
And then overprice you.
I mean, it's overpriced, but
why?
when
And then when you taste it.
when you taste it, I mean, it is nothing compared to the brand name and the
that
packaging.
one. There's
guys.
no excuse for that. The pricing should be fair. There are criteria you use in, or let's say
Especially
metrics
Valentine's.
you
Yes.
use in deciding how to price.
I think they
So
should set up
overpriced.
an agency that
For that.
exactly.
I would like to be part of the
I swear.
That one I always like to call out Browns on that because especially Instagram vendor. WhatsApp and Instagram vendor.
It's not Instagram, and then was pass.
No.
And
You
then
see WhatsApp.
One is WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, I hand out. I
That,
put my hand
that
up for
one
them
is
like this.
better because you might know the person one on one, but Instagram you don't know them from anywhere. You just know their brand.
No. WhatsApp vendors, they overprice, and they don't even have. It's not like it's packaged. Just
Yeah.
random stuff.
You know.
Random stuff.
It's
Just
painful.
so.
So tell us a little bit about your brand.
Okay, so I am a brand as an individual.
Yeah.
Christiana Acha. I'm a music minister,
Yeah.
a blogger. I'm a digital marketer.
Wow.
Then I have my business by the side, which is my brand, Think Simple SEO.
Come again?
I have my business
Which is?
by the side, right? That's in addition to my personal brand.
Yeah.
That's my business brand.
What did you call it?
My personal brand is me.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
My
the business name?
my business,
Yeah.
which is also a brand in itself. It stands apart from me.
Okay.
Like you might see my business and not know it's me that's running it because
Wow.
my picture is not there, my name is not there. It's a brand in itself. So I have my personal brand that revolves around me, my music, my write-up, my blog, and my digital marketing. Then I have my business, which is my brand business, same thing. It depends on how you want to define it. Then it's about social media management, ads, branding, and the likes.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
what we do.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Christiana Acha. I know it's been a while because she started this podcast actually. She started the podcast.
Oh
And
my god.
they have brought forth other people. At least I'm sure about
You guys
5.
are doing amazing. Like you guys are. The family is growing.
Thank
The
you.
brand is increasing.
Thank
The
you very
reputation
much.
is all over the place, and it's positive.
Thank
So
you.
yeah,
All thanks
guys,
to you,
well
though.
done. Well, which
For
guy-
setting the pace.
All thanks to the visionary.
Thank you. It's been a wonderful time having you, Christiana.
Alright.
We are very glad you came. At least
Thank
you
you so much.
just
for
give us
having me.
some minutes out of your busy schedule.
Thank you so
we're
much.
very
Yeah,
glad.
I'm actually glad I came.
And this is
Can
where we
you
call
do
it.
a little performance for us? I mean, I would love to.
Yeah,
then.
that's true. That's true. The first time I heard this young lady sing,
Hey, Jesus. This set
I was leaving the church. When she took the mic, I stopped. I see. If you know what it takes for me to stop and come back from where I was going to, just to know who was singing, I was stunned. By the time she was done, I located at church. That's where I've been going to since. Just so you know. Seriously, it was power packed. Like I could feel it. I was having goosebumps at some point.
Ah, God, oh. Your man to boss.
We will help you and hold it, don't worry.
So thank you very much.
Yeah,
And
you're welcome.
this is where we'll call it a day. Hopefully, Christiana will sing and then we'll just leave it on Instagram.
Don't worry, after the show, I will add it to the
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for stopping by.
Have a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye. people.
Bye.